Hi, it's Patrick from Intensive Care at Home, where we provide tailor-made solutions for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies by improving their quality of life, and where we also provide tailor-made solutions to hospitals and intensive care units to save money and resources whilst providing quality care. In last week's blog I shared what are indications for mechanical home ventilation and intensive care at home. You can check out last week's blog by clicking on the link below this video. In this week's blog I want to share how home care improves the quality of life for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies. The number of people surviving intensive care and becoming ventilator dependent with tracheostomies is increasing. People are living longer, technology is advancing, and intensive care units are getting more and more sophisticated when it comes to treating even the most critically ill patients. This comes with desired and undesired follow-on effects, including more and more patients facing extended periods of time on a ventilator and a tracheostomy, and often extended periods of time in intensive care. Whilst intensive care units can provide critical care treatment and therapy for those patients, what they can't provide is a good quality of life for those patients in intensive care that need long-term ventilation and tracheostomy. The minute long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies are medically stable, there is no reason why they can't be looked after at home by a specialized and third-party accredited service like Intensive Care at Home. This comes with many advantages and creates a win-win situation for all stakeholders, and most of all it improves the quality of life for the patients and their families. Imagine your family member is stuck in an intensive care unit for many weeks or many months, and sometimes even years, and reaches the stage where they become depressed and lethargic. This can change very quickly in a home care environment, and our clients and their families report a much better quality of life in a home care environment compared to intensive care. Depending on our clients' abilities and/or their limitations, we are enabling many of them to reintegrate back to society as much as they can. Whether it's through going back to school, kindergarten, or through paid or voluntary work, we keep our clients as active as we can and to the best of their abilities. The alternative? An intensive care environment that's not really geared up for managing long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies. At the same time, we are minimizing the cost by more than 50% in a home care environment, and we are enabling intensive care units to free up their precious, expensive and in-demand intensive care beds. Furthermore, we are enabling families of long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies to go back to living their lives by being able to go back to work, look after other family members, etc. Again, it's a win-win situation for everyone. If you are still unsure whether intensive care at home is right for your intensive care unit and for your long-term ventilated patients with tracheostomies, or for your family member who may be in ICU on a ventilator, why not trial a weekend at home for your patients or for your family member with intensive care at home and see whether they enjoy a stay at home? Let me know if you're interested. What are your thoughts? Do you think that intensive care units can improve the quality of life for long ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies? Your comments on the blog. For more information, or if you have any questions, you can contact me on 041 094 2230 or simply email to patrick@intensivecareathome.com.au. That's Patrick just with a K. We are also currently hiring enthusiastic and experienced intensive care nurses with critical care certificate for clients in Melbourne. For more information, check out our career section or simply give me a call or send me an email. We are also a DVA, Department of Veteran Affairs approved community service provider. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's blog. This is Patrick Hutzel from Intensive Care at Home, and I'll see you again next week in another update.